If you're looking for the easiest way to allocate gear to your champions in order to hit the various different stat priorities and the easiest way for you to comb through your entire inventory of accessories and artifacts to find maybe any of the items that have triple speed rolled, for example, and if you're looking for team build compositions for all of the different game modes across the game that other players have had success with, then this is the video for you. I'm Ojh. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, but the tool, the software that I'm about to share with you is not from Raid Shadow Legends, and I want absolutely no commission or anything like that, but this saved me a load of time with building up my champions to be the strongest that they could be with the stats that they need the most. Whether you are a new player or a returning player, this will help you build your champions to be the strongest that they can be to hit all of those different stat priorities, and it will do it really, really quickly for you. So those of you not familiar with the Hell Hades website, is that this is the Hell Hades website, and this is one of the premier, if not the kind of top resource for Raid Shadow Legends content. And within this, they have developed an optimizer tool in here, which we'll get into in a moment. Now, what I will say from the outset is that this is a paid aspect to this, and in the UK, this is £5 per month, so this is really, really not much at all. I mean, Raid Shadow Legends has got quite a lot of pay-to-win aspects to it, and there are some significant spending that can be done, but this is £5, and I do think it comes with a 7-day free trial, though, so you're always welcome to kind of give it a go. Like I say, I'm not on any commission. It makes no difference to me at all whether you buy it or not, but I think that this will help you out massively. It's helped me out, and it saved me loads and loads of time. So anyway, there is the Raid Optimizer, which once you have downloaded the extractor and you've logged into the website and you've kind of committed your massive amount of £5 to it, that you will get the actual extractor itself. Once you've got the extractor, it pops up, it looks like this, and once you start running the game through Plarium Play, that it will link established. And that is that basically. That is now all up and running. We've got no red comments on here. It's up and running. You press upload to website, and it will take you essentially to this exact page again, where you can click on your champions, and it will give you a list of all of your champions. Now in this, I'm not going to talk about every single feature, right? But there are a few things that I do want to touch on just to show you the value that this can have. We'll go through a bit of a demonstration. So it'll bring up all your champions here, and it'll bring up all the different stats of what is currently equipped. And like I say, if you are looking at a video on the stats that are in the game, especially if you're a new player, then I will link that up above. And also, if you're a new player, or if you're looking at starting a new Raid Shadow Legends account, then in the comment and the pinned comment and the description below, I've got a new starter link for you. Get you Elenaril when you start the game. Hit level 15, you'll get Uugo. If you use the promo code either Desert Queen or Demon Slayer, then you'll unlock to Hanorak or Tholim Foulbeard and start your account before the 30th of October, and your 7-day login reward will be Michelangelo, who is an absolute monster. So in the first 7 days, you'll have 3 legendaries, 1 epic. It'll be a great start to your account. Anyway, from the champion screen here, you've got all of your different champions, where obviously you can filter out and do all that sort of good stuff there. So that's that essentially. So you can look for the champion that you want, and let's have a look. Now we're going to do this for me. I've recently unlocked Mad Hatter. Don't worry too much about the particular stats that I'm going to put on Mad Hatter, because I will be doing Mad Hatter an absolute disservice. What we're going to do with Mad Hatter in terms of how low the stats are will be disrespectful to Mad Hatter, but this is an example because I've got all my other champions kind of set where I want them at the moment. I don't want to mess with that, and that'll become apparent in a minute. So as you can see, the Mad Hatter at the minute, we've got the base stats at the top. We've got absolutely no gear. We've got no gear on the Mad Hatter whatsoever. And then we can go down in the bottom corner here, down to Optimize. So we come to Optimize, and then we've got a balance mode, a damage mode, or a survival mode. Well, the Mad Hatter, as we can see, is a support, so we're not going to go for a damage mode. So I think we're going to go for a balanced mode there, where we can look at the stat priority that we want. On the damage mode, we've got various bits and pieces where you can go for highest overall damage or highest damage on one of the particular skills, if that's what you want. Survival mode, highest possible EHP, that's effective HP, if you just want something to be really, really tanky. We're going to go for balance mode then, and then we've got some presets that we can set. Don't worry too much about that. We've got some configurations we can do, so you can make sure that the masteries are all set as they actually are. Again, as you can see, just unlocked Mad Hatter, so I haven't got any masteries at all. In here, you can include equipped artifacts, which I tend to do. But down at the bottom here, include artifacts on locked champions. So if I just quickly go back to the champion page, I've got a padlock on all of these. These are sets. What I don't want to be doing when I do start to gear up the Mad Hatter is I don't want to be gearing up the Mad Hatter and then take a load of my gear off my Michelangelo, and then I go to gear up Michelangelo and take a load of gear back off my Mad Hatter, and then I'm just going round in circles, aren't I? Right. So I tend to, on the configuration here, don't have that checked. You can run simulated battles if you really, really want, but then we're going to look at the stats for the Mad Hatter. What is the most important? Now, when you unlock a champion, again, on Hell Hades, you can go into the website there, in the top right corner, run the search, and bring up that particular champion that you want. Nice one. Scroll down, we've got all these different options here when you're choosing skill, when you're choosing your mastery, or a blessing, whatnot. But you go down to gear, and it will give us our gear recommendations down here. So we're going to be using the Mad Hatter in PvE predominantly. So we're looking at speed, as he's one of the supports, who want him going as fast as possible, so he gets as many turns as possible, HP and defense, so that he stays alive, and then accuracy, because it places some debuff. So we can go back here, so we've got speed, HP, and defense. Nice one. Right. The stats that we're going to put in here are going to be a bit on the sad side, a bit on the low side, because, like I say, I've got my gear on other champions, and if I put this too high, that it will basically come back with nothing. So I think it said speed, I said HP, did it? If we can get Mad Hatter up towards, we'll just put 25,000 HP for now. Don't worry about that, because we can always fine tune this in a minute. Defense 940, should we see if we can get that to about 1500? Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? And then accuracy, again, accuracy, you are looking for about 10 accuracy per stage you're completing. So if you were doing stage 15, you'd want 150 accuracy. Again, the accuracy on this is going to be really low. You wouldn't choose this low. We can do, in fact, we can run a comparison in a moment, and that was like the fourth one, wasn't it? So once you've done all that, and this is like I said, this is a broad brush overview. I'll let you dig into the actual detail. Optimize, search limiter, you can go really, really high on this. Seems to be some kind of sweet spot around about the 30s or something, and it will bring back a load of different builds for you, so you can click on these and have a look. So this is going to get us up at 33,000, 1500 defense, 150 speed, and 140 accuracy. So we can click a few of these top ones and say, okay, well, what was the most important? Well, speed was one of the most important, wasn't it? So let's say that I did want, go back to the stats here, let's actually up that. Let's see if we can get up to 150 speed, and it looked like 30,000 HP should be achievable. Right, so if we look back now then, so let's have a look, let's open these then. So we've got, again, we can start kind of fine-fettling this a little bit now, can't we? And looking at where's the balance going to be. So we've got a 156 speed here, 140, and we've got a 160 speed there, 142. But we've got much more HP over here, and he's only 4 slower. So you can start kind of balancing this and see what's what. Anyway, you can press view, and it will bring up the different artifacts that he's going to allocate. Now, as you can see, some of these are already on some of my different champions, but because these champions are just other champions that I've been using in different areas of the game and I've not locked them, that it would just bring these pictures up to say, look, that is allocated to someone else. What it does say here, we've got this kind of notification: to enable equipping in-game, you must run the Hell Hades Extractor and be in the roster screen. Okay, happy with that. So let's go back to our game then. Let's open the champion screen and let's have a look at the Mad Hatter. So Mad Hatter at the minute sitting at a whopping 4,700 power. Like I say, this is not going to be like the greatest build for the Mad Hatter, but like I say, I don't want to mess with my other builds. That warning's gone. Equip in-game. It says at the bottom, extracted successfully. Go back over here, and as you can see, everything has been put on there. Press equip, job done, and we've gained 9,000 or so power there. And that is that. Like, that is literally, that is as good as that is. Then what I could do is, in the configuration, I could say, okay, well, actually, So if we look at the stats that we set, 30,000, 1,500, right, what I could do in the configuration is say, I want you to use artifacts that are on my lock champions, because actually I'm not bothered. And Mad Hatter is my absolute priority, and I just want the absolute best for the Mad Hatter. Fine. If I start this running now, all of a sudden, we are now looking at getting Mad Hatter autos 50,000 HP with a defense of more around 1,700, almost 200 speed, almost 190 accuracy. But if we click on that, as you can see, this is gear that I've currently got allocated to Deacon, to Tagore, to Rector, and to High Cartoon. And at the moment, I just don't want to move that. Once I've found a place for the Mad Hatter, then maybe I will, and I'll probably start again. But this is just a really, really good way for you to go through all the different bits of gear that you've got and just kind of, you know, build your champions really quickly without having to comb through everything. Talking about the artifacts though, I just reset the filter so it's got all of my artifacts. If you can look for things like if you've got substat rolls, maybe you want to have a look, where are your triple rolls? Maybe you want your triple speed rolls. So let's have a look at the substat, for example. Scroll down here, let's choose speed, nice. So you can see we've got these items which have got triple rolls on. So we've got a triple HP roll on this one, which is not great. Obviously, that's pretty rubbish. But we have got a triple speed roll on these crit damage gloves on Rector Draft, so that's good. So I can see there's a triple speed roll there. There's one here, and there's one at the bottom here on another set of gloves. Cool. So you've got this as well, where you can quickly whip through your inventory and see where you're up to, and you know, you can just basically, it's kind of a different way of filtering that will probably just be a bit quicker for you. The final thing that I want to show you then is the team optimizer. Now I've just been running some Spider, so we can not worry about that. But let's say, for example, that you wanted to do some clan boss, right? And you weren't really sure about the build that you know that would be best for you. So let's say we're going to do some clan boss brutal, right? Clan boss brutal. You can set that that's what you're doing. Don't worry about setting anything else for the time being. Just press find a team, and it will just generate these teams for you, which other people have had success with. So we've excluded manual teams there, just in case you want to run this on auto, and it's brought up this one at the top here. So using the champions that we've got, the kind of highest damage that's been done here, we've filtered by highest damage. Kale, Deacon, Rector Draft, Tholin, and Mikey. Excellent. Click in variations then, and it will show you some kind of, you know, placement variations and where there's different variations in speed and all that sort of stuff. And it will also tell you the order that the person had them in case you've got multiple champions that are going to bring an aura that you can see on this one. All three of these have used Deacon as the speed aura, which is great. One thing to be aware of with this is that when you click on view team, that this will give you an overview of like the actual team that was used. So as you can see, most of these champions have got full masteries. I do not have full masteries on all of these champions. So for me to think that I can just pick up this particular team and then just go into, I mean, what did it do? Me thinking I can go into Brutal Clan Boss and just smash out 36 million, given that my champions are not as strong as these ones, it's just not going to work. So whilst it will give you the composition of the team, you know, you're not going to replicate the exact results unless you've got this. I mean, for example, down there we've got Rector Draft with an effective HP of 175,000. I don't think my Rector Draft has got 175,000. Even Kale comfortably over the 100,000 limit. But what it will do down here is it'll tell you also is how booked up the champions were, and if you click show all, it will talk to you about the AI setup of what was actually used, if anything at all. So you can see in here that some of them weren't used at all, but on some of them instructions were set for the AI. So it is worth having a look at this to see what it is. But what it will do is give you a steer on the champions that you've got and the type of content that you're trying to beat. Because like I say, this is available, if we go all the way back here, this is available for everything, be it the potion keeps, Clan Boss, all of the different dungeons, Iron Fortress, all of the faction wars, and it goes on into Hydra, Curse City, Chimera. It's got absolutely everything in there, and that should give you a steer if you are struggling. But that's everything. Like I say, I'm on absolutely no commission from Hell Hades. This is just a tool that I found, which is I found really, really useful, and hopefully it will help you as well. Thanks to Raid 4 sponsoring this video, and for more tips, news, guides, and all that sort of stuff, please get yourself subscribed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.